We are back with more My Southern Home, and I'm here with Jake Dotson, Director of Emerging Markets for Lee Company, and thanks for joining us today.
Hey, no problem. Thank you, Kimberly, for having me.
So I'm so excited to have your company on My Southern Home because you guys have such a rich tradition in the Middle Tennessee market, 80 years in business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been here for a long time, and not just 80 years in business, but family owned for 80 years. So it's a generational company. You don't see a lot of those in the United States anymore, but Leon Lee started the business in 1944. His son Wallace ran it for many, many years, and then Bill ran it for many, many years after that.
Well, you guys do so much for the community too. It's just amazing to see your outreach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of our core values that we have at Lee Company is be involved in each community that we're in. And so we do a lot in Williamson County specifically and in Middle Tennessee. So one of the things that we do with Williamson County is with Special Olympics. And so we have a golf tournament that we sponsor every year. And so that we can give back into that special community. We also work with Second Harvest in Nashville and in Middle Tennessee. Over the years, we've been some of the largest donors of food to Second Harvest through our Vans for Cans program.
Well, it's just amazing to see a company giving back so much. And not only do you give back to the community, but you give back to your employees with amazing training opportunities.
Yeah, so, one of the things that we focus on in an industry like this, where it's really technical, we're coming into people's homes, we're coming into their businesses, we're working on their mechanical systems. We want to make sure that our employees understand how, not just to fix the equipment, but to do it right, to do it timely, and so that we avoid any further breakdowns as well.
When you guys have so many service lines that you provide the community as well.
We do, and one of the things that we really focus on is we don't want to have jack of all trades coming into people's homes or into your businesses. And so our HVAC guys are trained on HVAC, our plumbers are trained on plumbing, our garage door guys are trained on doing garage doors. We don't ever ask, our garage door technician to come out and work on your heating and air system. You wouldn't want that. We don't want that. We want our guys to be really specialized and excellent in the trade that they're in.
Well, there's so much technology that goes into every facet of electricity and HVAC and plumbing. It's really important that you do have those specializations.
It is, and it's important that you stay ahead of coming technology that's out there, and we know what's going on. Smart homes is obviously a big part. I've been fortunate to be in the heat and air industry for over 20 years, and so I've seen technologies kind of come along and been on the forefront in the innovation side of, hey, this is something that's good for your home that 20 years ago people were, I don't know that I want that, to now it's an everyday occurrence that you see to make a home maybe more energy efficient, maybe healthier, cleaner. All of those things that we get to do these days.
I always say on the show that who you choose is important, and this is just another example of doing the homework on the company that's going to come in your home and fix it.
Yeah, and there is a lot of truth to that. In the heating and air world, we always, when you get a new heating and air system, we always say the most important day in the life of that system is the day that it's installed, because you go and you look at something, a mechanical device that's installed incorrectly, and you can waste energy doing that. You can have premature breakdowns. The system may just not work the way that you want it to, and so having things done right, having them done to what you're wanting, to what you're needing is really, really important. The last thing anyone wants is to pay your hard-earned money to purchase something, and then it only kind of works about 70% of the way that you want it to work.
Well, and the maintenance of an HVAC system and other elements of your home, that's important as well.
It is, and I think a lot of people realize on the HVAC side, man, I've got to get my air conditioning ready for our hot summers. But there's other things in your home that absolutely need to be maintained. Your heating systems need to be maintained. You should have an electrical inspection done about once a year in your home just to make sure all your connections are tight. You should have we highly recommend a plumbing inspection in your home to drain your water heater, kind of get sediment out of that water heater, or to descale your tankless. So every year you should descale. It kind of helps that tankless function the right way. One of the last things in the home that we look at kind of annually are garage doors. And so making sure that that motor is working properly, making sure that the springs and the wheels are greased and working the way that you want to, helps quiet that garage door and extends the longevity of it.
And do you have maintenance programs that homeowners that can sign up for so they don't have to remember? You guys just call them and set up an appointment and magically it's taken care of?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a maintenance program. We actually have a couple different maintenance programs. Our main maintenance program revolves around your air conditioning, your heating, your plumbing, and your electrical. And so we come and make 4 visits to your home in a year, checking all 4 of the major components in the home. We also have a little bit more specialized maintenance programs around garage doors. Like I said, that way we call you once a year to remind you to do your garage door maintenance. And then if you have a generator on your home, you should have your generators maintained once a year. So we do have a maintenance program for our homeowners that have a standby or whole home generator for their house.
We're going into the fall. What are some of the do-it-yourself projects that homeowners can do to help maintain their home and these systems work better?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things I think that homeowners can do to kind of help inside their home. There's obviously things you want to check. You want to poke your head in the attic, make sure your attic insulation is at least 11 inches deep. If not, you can add insulation. You can do that yourself or you can contract that out. As well as when you poke your head in the attic, there's products to seal that attic off. You can do an attic tent, you can do an attic door. That just adds additional insulation so you don't have that cool air coming down from your attic pull down or from if you have a walk-in attic through that door that's there. Some of the things you can do on the outside that just help maintain the home. Gutter cleaning is a huge thing. You don't want the gutters to pull away from the home. That can cause rot kind of coming down the siding. And then dryer vent cleanings is one of the things that you can do as a homeowner, or obviously you can contract outlet companies, something that we do a lot as we come into the fall. And from our manufacturers of dryers, they highly recommend that you do that about once a year, but it really depends on usage. So I have 4 kids, I have 6 in my home. So we clean our dryers about every 6 months because the dryer is always running. And so it helps with the efficiency of that dryer, and it helps actually avoid kind of serious issues where there's dryers can create fire when that lint builds up. So being able to get that lint out of that dryer and out of that dryer vent is really important.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it and all the great information that you've given us.
No, thank you for having me. This has been a blast.
We'll be back with more My Southern Home in just a moment.